Hey there and welcome in. A week ago I made a little video about, Linux user touching the grass. It was supposed to be a meme kind of scenario, it's how internet is about touching grass and what is it usually about. But there is, a little bit of honesty in all that, at least 50%, because all of us geeks tend to, well, not touch grass so much. We prefer computers, we prefer where computers are, which is usually indoors. I often take the opportunity to take my laptop with me when I go somewhere, and when I have some planned idle time, right? And even when I visit my family, I'll always take my laptop with me, and that's how family, hangouts are, because the most of the family kind of talks about stuff that I'm not too interested in. I'm not sure if you can relate to that, but it's always good to sit on the couch after lunch and open up the laptop. Install an email server, a forum, new forum. By the way, I'm building a new forum, but more on that at the end of the video. So what is it about the grass, right? Turns out that I'm a little bit allergic to grass. I'm not even kidding. So I was working in I don't know how much you can see it in the video, but I was working with my family in the field, and I was how do I say, I was cutting some branches, cleaning up the field, making clean space for olive trees to grow, and making all neat. And I was pulling the I don't know, some kind of grass out of the ground. I had gloves, but it was sunny, so nothing on my arms, and apparently my skin doesn't like grass. I don't really seem to appreciate actually touching the grass. I kind of prefer touching stuff like this. So it is what it is. There is a lot of ugly stuff outside, like snakes. I'm not even kidding. There are snakes where I come from, and they're still there. You have to walk around with a stick in front of you to, well, just not to give them too much reason to jump on you. In fear, usually. They don't attack people for no reason, but you can scare them by accident, and it is what it is, right? Mosquitoes. So many mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes. It's horrible. It's horrible outside. Don't go outside. If you are a real geek, don't go outside. It's safe in here. It's really safe in here. But if you can take a little bit of sarcasm from me, you can take your own decision on. You can draw your own line where the actual sarcasm ends and where the truth begins in the video so far, because half of this was 100% true. And yeah, I started building a forum, right? I have been announcing this for a couple of months now, but I really am giving it a lot of thought. That's what I'm doing. I'm giving it a lot of thought. I have been a forum administrator since I was, I don't know, something like in my 23rd year of life, until my roughly 30, like 10 years. I was a forum administrator and the mod and whatnot. We have had roughly 10,000 users who actually participated in the forum. So not necessarily a 10,000 active users, but 10,000 users who did write something. And I know that for a fact because we regularly deleted people who didn't write anything, like 0 posts. So that's that, right? So I just wanted to say I have experience with that. And the reason why I think this is important is because the next forum that I am now building is about free software. The domain is going to be fossheadquarters.org, and we are going to write a lot about free software. Linux, BSDs, GIMP, Krita, OpenOffice, firewalls, packet filter, I don't know, IP tables, you name it, everything free software. It is going to be able to fit in this forum, and I really hope that you will find cozy place somewhere in there and find your own spot to talk about, digest a little bit of topics that you'll know less about, but in which you are interested in, right? And share your knowledge with others, receive the knowledge from others. I think this is going to be a really neat place. The main topic is going to be free software, right? I already said that. And another, I wouldn't say topic is going to be, but rather another rule that we are going to have is that we are all adults, and we will behave as such. That's going to be the 99% of our code of conduct on that forum. Basically, we are adults. That's about it. And I already have some ideas about some projects that I'm going to bring into this forum. Some projects that still don't have a home because they are new. Some projects that maybe have a home already, but they are not entirely too happy about where they currently live, and a bit stuff like that. I don't want to spoil too much, but I have a lot of stuff going on in my head about this forum. Also, I was thinking a lot about the software that is going to be powering the forum, and I'm gonna spill the beans a little bit on this because the majority of decisions I'm making on my own, but I really do appreciate everyone's input into what I'm thinking about, and the majority of input I'm getting from my Matrix channel, simply because that's the place where I talk the most, right? Over the past couple of years, I have realized that social media, what we usually consider social media, the main stuff, right? I don't like it. It's all toxic. Everything is completely toxic and totally unusable. Everything starting from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Mastodon, whatever, you name it, everything is toxic, completely toxic, one way or another, this side, that side, everyone is fighting someone, everyone is hating on someone, everyone is banning people, everyone is silencing people, everyone is, how do you tell it in English? Everyone is being, how do you say, I'm going to tell on you, I'm going to tell my mother what you did, Well, what is the word for that? A lot of people are like that, like, this guy has said this thing that I don't like, we are going to punish him, we now have our pitchforks that we are going to bring into this fight, and we are going to silence him. Okay, enough acting, but you know where I'm going with this. New forum. I'm looking forward to this one a lot. I truly am, but I have to think about it really hard, because one of the reasons, one of the things that I wanted to do is install PHP bulletin board, PHP-BB. The reason for that is, well, there are two reasons. One reason is because I have 10 years of experience with that, and another reason is that there is just a little bit of JavaScript in that forum which apparently can be disabled, and that sounds very cool to me. However, I have no time, I really don't, to keep the forum neat and tidy on my own. When I said we are all adults, I meant the difference of opinions is something that we all need to be exposed to in order to grow stronger. But spam is something else, and spam needs to be cleaned. There are a lot of trolls who just come to make spam and nothing else. So that's something that needs to be cleaned so the forum can be readable, searchable, and neat and tidy. So that's something that I'm going to need a mod team for. And in order to provide the mod team with the modern tools to handle everything, including trolls, I'm going to need probably a more modern forum. And I have came to the second, not conclusion, but the second proposal, or the second, how do you say that? The second, I don't know, it's discourse. Discourse, I have pretty much learned of discourse on Open Mandriva forum, and I feel like I like how it works. It is filled with JavaScript, yes, it is, but it does have, there's one thing that quite a few of you are going to appreciate if you haven't participated in discourse just yet. It's when you scroll down a topic, you know, you have a post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you come to the end of the topic, and there is an input field where you can type your reply if you want to, but also there is a small text saying, I don't know, Dart is typing, you know, like it feels like a real-time chat. So a really lot of times when there is a heated topic, it doesn't have to be a negatively heated topic, just heated topic in terms of many replies coming in. In my previous experience with the forum that I used to run, I would read the topic properly and I would type a really quality reply. I always invest a lot of myself into making a really good reply. And as soon as I press send, I realized that in the past 20 minutes, while I was composing my reply, 2 more replies have came in, and what do you know, one of these replies has said pretty much the same as I did. And now it looks like I just copied the guy above me. That feels a bit, I wouldn't say shitty, but it feels, you know, like a little bit of time wasted. A lot of times I actually would compose my answer, and then I would copy it to clipboard and then refresh the topic to see if there is anything new in the meantime, and if there isn't, then I would just paste it and send it, and voila. So this course is going to help with that. Another thing which this course helps with is a kind of a ranking. Discourse forum members can be rated by other people. If you write a quality post, you're going to get thumbs up from other members. If you write crap, you're going to get thumbs down. And the integrated forum, it's not AI, but it's something that's kind of programmed. It's inside of the forum, is what helps the mod team to quickly surface the bad actors, if that makes sense. So you don't have to be a tell on you person. You can just put the thumbs down if you don't like this spam, and pretty soon behind you there will be another person with the thumbs down, and if this happens a couple of times, the mod will know about it, and you really don't have to report the you can report a post if you really think that's spam, but the mods are going to be able to see into the forum without actually reading the entire forum. You know where I'm heading with this. So it is really, really, really important to me that the mod team has an easier job. Trust me, this is very important for the overall health of the forum. As I said, the mod team will not be focused on differences of opinions. This is a natural way of humans to converse. But the spam is real, and spam really needs to be dealt with. You know, when people come with something completely off topic, or maybe they don't know that this free software forum is really not about Windows. You know, like, please, would you go into the off topic subsection? You can talk there about Windows, you know. So that's how it runs inside my head, and that's what I have been thinking about for the past few days. And I actually started installing it already, but then I realized I can't use a normal email address with my modern forum. I have to use an email server that supports transactional emails. Transactional emails are those which automatically get triggered by an event. Basically, if you click on, I don't know, create an account on this forum, then the forum needs to send you email. If I link the forum with one of my private emails, whichever it is not going to work. It is going to work up a couple of times, and then I'm gonna get blocked by my own provider when they realized how many emails I'm sending. It's not going to work. You have to send special kind of email, and the email service needs to be aware of that. So I am installing my own pretty much postfix. I have been thinking about whether to use postfix on Debian or maybe Exim on Debian. I was also considering, believe it or not, the enterprise Linux, simply because I want to have some sort of hands-off amount of maintenance, right? I can update everything regularly, but you know, there are always bad actors who wish to exploit stuff, and the more corporate distro is, the less chance of remote exploits. It's not entirely correct. It is not entirely correct. Debian is pretty good and high up into, you know, maintaining stuff that is core of their operating system, but not everything. For example, I wanted to use OpenSMTPD, which is a part of OpenBSD. I really wanted to have some very, very practical hands-on experience with OpenBSD maintenance as an operating system. One of their best advantages is their proactive security, readable code, simple code, auditable code. Well, basically, they are always very, very high up on being in front of any bad actors, right? They only had a couple of remote exploits in a very, very long time in all of their code, of all of their software. They are the authors of OpenSSH, which basically everyone uses nowadays. These guys are the masters of security. And, you know, all these reasons together, I wanted to use their software, but I have had a little bit of a challenge into well, I need to run it on VMware. VMware, it's my VPS provider, right? And the OpenBSD is not exactly supported on VMware, which doesn't really mean anything, because in VMware you can just pick other operating system. It will work, but it's something that's running inside my head and doesn't give me peace to simply decide on that. And then I went back to Debian, and I was thinking, well, Debian has open SMTPD as well, why not use that? And then I realized it has a really old version in the bookworm. Yes, Trixie is now coming, but that doesn't mean that the version is going to be up to date. It won't be up to date. The version that is in book form actually has had an open security issue for a while, and the maintainer didn't step up because it's not of high importance, but it still bugs me. It still bugs me that that's not fixed in Debian. You can of course backport the OpenSMTPD on Debian. Then you get a newer version of it, but it's still far from the latest one, and that really bugs me. You know, if I'm going to do the backports thing, at least it has to be up to date, but it's not. Then I went back to the OpenBSD again, and then I went to FreeBSD, and back and forth for a couple of days, and in the end I'm back to Debian with postfix, but also I think I'm going to use OpenSense as a firewall with postfix and the mail inspection. I'm just telling you all this because not that I'm really asking for feedback. However, if you feel like you are an expert in this field, I am welcome to receiving comments down below and for some really usable advice on this. So where I'm at right now is OpenSense Firewall with email inspection with postfix, and then the Debian will do the actual mail storage for me, and mail sending actually relaying to the OpenSense, and OpenSense will go from there onwards to the internet. That's the email part. When I'm done with that in a couple of days, then I'm going to install the forum, and then I'm going to talk to you again about onboarding. Regarding forums, if you have topics that you would like to see, give me a hint. I want to understand what is it that you are missing on other forums in which you are participating in that I could fill the gap with. Which topics needs to be for example, Linux Mint, they have their own forum. I really don't think there will be a demand for too many Linux Mint topics. It's not that I'm going to say Linux Mint is not allowed here. Of course it's allowed. But you will probably find better source of information about Mint on the Mint forum. But then again, if you don't appreciate Discord hosted FOSS projects like Hyperland, they have a really good Discord. I must give them that. But it's Discord. You may be able to find more people who are willing to talk on the forum about stuff like Hyperland or similar projects that are Discord based. So that's kind of stuff that I'm aiming for, and the general gist of the free software of all kinds without feeling basically attacked from other people who don't like your opinion on stuff. It's that simple. It's that simple. That's the forum. I'm gonna see you in the next video.